All right. Welcome back. You probably didn't go anywhere. You probably just finished the video and then just clicked the next one, huh? So, well, hello again, I guess. So, with Plato, the two motivating questions as to how things stay the same yet be in constant change, and also is there some sort of objective form of the good or objective property of the good? And Plato addresses these questions and answers these questions in relation to his theory of the forms. And his theory of the forms, as you can see in your lecture notes, it may very well sound a bit strange. It's going to sound kind of out there, pretty whimsical, and kind of sound like Plato didn't really know what he was talking about, frankly. Because it's a bizarre theory. But just bear with me here. That as we unpack it and as we investigate it, ultimately I think that there's going to be a pretty clear connection that might not sound as crazy. So for Plato, he thought that there were two realms. He thought that there were two realms that actually existed. That there is our physical world, there's the realm of the physical. Okay? The realm of the physical, which is the realm which we are currently living in right now. That everything is changing, that there's death, there's decay, there's birth, there's life, there's nuances and change, right? And ultimately, that constancy seems really difficult in our physical existence, okay? And so you can see at the bottom of the first page there on the right side, some of the characteristics of the realm of the physical, which is, again, the world within which we live, okay? And we can just think about it in terms of, like, it's not a perfect world. There are things that go awry. There are things that are troublesome, right? And ultimately, how do we account for that? How do we make sense of it? The realm of the physical is particular. I'm a particular being. This is a particular house. This is a particular computer. This is a particular water bottle, right? That our world of the physical, our realm of the physical is imperfect, that we have blemishes, right? That I stubbed my toe, that I'm going to die, right? Excuse me. That there are noticeable imperfections with regards to our world. Seems like a pretty clear thing to understand. Now, we know things temporally. We know things through the senses, right? That I can see this camera right now. I can hear my own voice. I can touch the chair that I'm sitting in. I can taste whatever my mouth tastes like. It's my parents' phone. Not really that interested, so sorry for the distraction. Okay. That this world's imperfect. Phones ring when you're trying to record a video lecture. It happens, right? That things are not perfect. Moreover, temporally, that I can experience things in this moment, right? Or rather, yeah, with temporal, it's not necessarily the sense experience. That'll be in a second. But temporally, right? That I am experiencing this at a particular time, a particular day, and ultimately this moment is not going to happen again, right? That there's something very temporal about what it is we are experiencing. That we know things and understand things through certain things' appearance, right? Of how things look, and we can investigate things through their appearance. And how do we do that? We do that through our sense, right? We do that through, again, sightedness, hearing, smell, taste, touch, right? This idea that how do we know about the world around us? We know it through the senses. How do we know about this imperfect world around us? We know it through the senses. And if we think about that, and if we want to buy into it, which it seems pretty plausible to say that, yeah, things aren't perfect. And Plato thought this. He thought that if we think about perfection, if we think about the ideal, whatever the ideal might be, but if there's an ideal, and if we can engage with it, then ultimately, right, it might exist. And this is a really fascinating thing. Okay? So if I think about, okay, well, what does it mean to be the ideal human? Because obviously I'm not. I'm imperfect. I do things that people would classify as imperfect. So in thinking about how yeah, how does one kind of become better? Typically what one does is we think about the ideal. Right? We think about, okay, well, I'm obviously not the ideal yet, but I'm certainly trying. And if that ideal exists, maybe just in the mind, Plato thought, it still means it exists. And it's worth trying to attain. And in this kind of attainment, what it is we do and what it is we experience is we experience what's called the realm of the forms. So we have this realm of the physical. Okay, we can kind of think about it in terms of like layers. And this imagery will be important not only for today, but also for tomorrow's lecture on the allegory of the cave. But let's say we have the realm of the physical here. Okay. Well, there's this realm of the forms that exists somewhere outside of the realm of the physical. Okay. There's the realm of the physical that exists because of the realm of the forms. That there's this weird metaphysical layer somewhere, who knows where. But then the realm of the forms exists outside, independent of the realm of the physical. Okay? And the realm of the forms, as you can see from the little list, is universal, that it transcends everything, that it's perfect. The realm of the forms is perfect. It's perfect identity, perfect essence, is unchallenged in its perfection. It's eternal. The realm of the forms have existed before we were born. They're going to exist after we die, and ultimately they will continue on as long eternally, which is a pretty interesting philosophical concept anyway. And in the realm of the forms, there's identity and there's perfect essence. When trying to figure out how it is we understand what one is, right? And thinking about the realm of the forms, we think about it in terms of the realm of the forms holding or having perfect essence. And as we investigate with the realm of the forms, we'll find that as we participate, and that's kind of a technical word, participation, as we participate with the realm of the forms, what it is we'll do is we start to gain more knowledge. I kind of point, to my head. Okay? So the characteristics of the realm of the physical and the realm of the forms is you have the realm of the physical, right? That's imperfect, ever-changing, the world within which we live. And then we have the realm of the forms, which exist independently, which hold perfect identity, perfect essence, are universal and perfect. Okay? So then how does this relationship work? The realm of the physical is dependent on the realm of the forms. The realm of the physical is dependent on the realm of the forms. Moreover, the realm of the physical is participating with the realm of the forms. So now, to unpack this a little bit further, I'll use an example because that might be the most helpful. Okay. And again, this might sound crazy. But let's see where he's going. So, on the back side here, right, Plato says, anything that we experience in the physical world, for it to have its value, its essence, it must have a form. The way we can make sense of things in the physical world is because they have a form that is perfect, from which they are participating with, and from which gives meaning or instantiates its existence. Okay? And so the example here is, let's say, this red water bottle. I think I told you that it would come back up again. Right? This red water bottle. How do I understand what this red water bottle is? Well, Plato would explain it in a couple of ways. First, he would say, well, it's a red water bottle, insofar as it's participating. The way that we understand what this is and how it has any sort of essence, any sort of meaning, I'm going to use those words again, is that this water bottle is doing a couple of things. It's participating in there's this weird ether layer, who knows where it is, right? But there's some sort of form that exists outside of this realm of the physical, outside of this water bottle, to give this water bottle meaning. there's the realm of the forms, there's a realm, pardon me, there's a form of redness. And so out there, somewhere existing, there's this perfect form of redness by which all red things are participating with to some degree. So how is it that we account for some sort of similarities yet differences when it comes to redness, Plato thought? Well, it's because, ultimately, they are all participating in varying degrees with the form, absolute perfect form, of redness. So this red water bottle, these red keys on this phone, what else is red down here? This coat, right? That all three of these things, this is funny, all three of these things possess seemingly some sort of similar characteristics, right? And what it is that they all have in common for Plato, understood in Platonic terms, is that they are all participating with the form of redness to a differing degree. Okay? Moreover, how is it that we explain that question earlier of humans, right? Because we're all participating in a differing degree with humanness. That there's a form, again, existing outside of us, outside of humans, that gives us meaning, that gives us essence, that gives us what it is and who it is we think we are. Right? This idea of there being a form existing outside of ourselves as the form of human, of what it means to be human, and we are all participating with that form of humanness. It's kind of like this continual process where we go and we engage continually with this universal perfect form, kind of comes back down and kind of gives us this sort of identity. And when we start to think, Plato thought, when we start to think and kind of investigate terms in these kind of ways, then we're going to start to be able to participate more fully with the form of human and gain better knowledge of what it means to be human. Because the realm of the forms, the form of humanness, holds perfect knowledge, holds perfect understanding and essence and identity with regards to humanness. Moreover, how do we account for my current existence, and then all the generations before me that have existed and now have died, and all the generations after me that will exist and die? There seems to be something that connects us all. Well, what is that? It's the humanness form that we are all participating with. So going back to that metaphysical question, okay, going back to that first metaphysical question, how do things stay the same yet be in constant change? They do that on the basis of continual participation with form X, whatever that form is. So how do we understand death, decay, imperfections, but also continual constancy? Is through the participation in the forms. And so we'll just say for a moment, check, Plato's got that. Check, he marked it off. Okay? And so now, in the next video, we'll start to look at how he explains this question of the good. Okay? And then we'll put some more pieces together.